Hello! Today I'm going to share a method you can use to make a high gain guitar amp simulator in Snap Heap. To start with, a good approach is to figure out how we can replicate an amp's tube or valve. With a bit of googling you can find a diagram a bit like this. We can replicate this quite easily in the shaper module. First I'm going to add a limiter just to catch out anything if we have any extreme volume boosts. Then we'll add a shaper module. What we want is for the shaper module to roughly resemble that graph we've seen. So we could manually draw this, or there is actually a preset which is fairly close to what we want, and that is this asymmetric preset. If we crank the drive, it's distorting the signal, but it's much too bright and harsh. The reason for that is because we're not replicating any speaker at all. You can do this inside of Snap Heap using Convolver, and this has a lot of cabinets built in. I'm going to go with bullhorn. I'll also adjust the shaper module a bit to more closely resemble the graph we've seen. A good thing to do now is to cut some low end before the shaper and then boost the signal a lot. I'd add a high pass here, add a maxed out gain module, and then add another gain module after to reduce the gain a bit. We can also boost the low end again after the shaper. I'm kind of aiming for a really high gain tone, so I'm going to add even more gain. At this point it's clearly quite noisy, so I'm going to add a gate. That helps, but doesn't really stop noise coming through after we play something. We can help this a lot by cutting high end before the shaper as well. Like with the low end, we can boost the high end back again after the shaper. Now I'm going to show you the difference between how it sounds with these EQs and without them. So here's with. And without. Hopefully you can hear there, even though it might seem counterintuitive to be cutting and then boosting the same kind of frequencies, it means that the amp responds a lot more tightly. From here I might make some changes to taste. I might cut some mids. A subtle change you could make that can make the amp seem more realistic is you can add a compressor and then give it a fast attack. This compressor is here to replicate sag, which is a property of real amps where they can't immediately respond to a loud pick attack. Now we've made a high gain guitar tone in Snap Heap.